Let's talk used DJ equipment today. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? What do you think? If you have some experience with buying used DJ equipment that you want to share with us, please put it down here in the comment section. I'd love to hear your stories. So go ahead and start typing while I riff. I have some experience with used DJ equipment, some positive, some negative. And before I share that with you, I want to talk about a post I made on Facebook where I asked people what their experience was. And it was generally pretty good. There are some people who had some bad experiences, but for the most part, people had good experiences with buying used DJ equipment. There were a few people who talked about some controllers that they had bought that have treated them very well. There are others that talk about speakers, trussing. There are those who say they buy DJ equipment, but having some knowledge on electronic repair comes in handy. That's where I go ahead and put up the red flag. No way. I'm not fixing anything. Unless it's an obvious fix. I am not repairing any DJ equipment that I purchase. I want it to work when I get it, and I want it to work for a while. There are some things that you just buy used, right? Like Technics 1200 turntables. You kind of know what to look for as far as the pitch goes, the tone arm, the anti-skate, the motor, the lights, all of those things. The leads, you check them out, give them a health check. If they check out good, the thing's going to last forever. If it's good when you buy it, you take care of it, it's going to be good. I can tell you that I've had good experiences with anything that's hardware, like tripods and trussing or cases, things like that. Yeah, sure, you can save some big money buying that stuff used if you can find what you need. Speakers, I've had good experience with passive speakers. I haven't bought a used power speaker, but yeah, passive speakers I've always had a good experience with in the old days. Now, when it comes to speakers, there are a couple different ways you can look at this in today's world with powered speakers. Some of the stuff might be used and abused and on its last leg, of course. But there's also this group of people who buy things without thinking it through. And I'll give you an example. Maybe somebody buys an Evolve system, right? Like a 50 or a 30M. And the expectation they have is that it's going to work really well for school dances and big gymnasiums with 500 kids. They get them and really pretty quick they figure out, I made the wrong purchase. They got to sell it. Buy from them, you're probably going to save some money if it's a good deal. I mean, you buy new, you get warranty, and the thing generally works out of the box okay. But yeah, if it's a good piece of gear, it's got low hours on it, and they only use it a couple times, you're going to probably save some money. I'm thinking about ETX systems. They're really aggressive, really aggressive. They're great, but they're aggressive. I know people who have bought these systems because they're thinking in their head, hey, when I have that 1,000-person gig, I'm going to use this system, and they don't have that 1,000-person gig. So they have this beautiful system sitting around. They've maybe taken out once, decided it was too aggressive, and want to sell it. Yeah, if you can find a used ETX rig, usually it doesn't have many hours on it, and you're going to save a lot of money on it. It's a real good system, and it's going to last a long time. You can get some good deals on that kind of stuff. The one thing that I haven't really had success with, ever, are used mixers or controllers. A long time ago, I bought a used Pioneer mixer, and it was probably about 10 years old. I returned it immediately. It had a lot of problems. It needed to go in the garbage can. When I started working Safe House, I really wanted a small battle style mixer, and in my head I'm thinking all I really need is the DJM 250. It's a 2-channel battle mixer. It'll be fine for what I do. The 450 costs more. I can save some money in the 250, and then I found a 250, I think at a Guitar Center or something, for several $100s off what it would cost me to buy it new. And I bought it, and I used it for a couple of months. And at the end of the night, I kept getting this really bad static sound. And at first I blamed it on the PA system because it had issues. Come to find out, it was the mixing board. I couldn't return it. I'm stuck with this thing. I own it. It's got problems. I can't in good conscience sell it to anybody. So, yeah, I'm stuck with this piece of crap. And then when I went to do the casino earlier this year, I had like this month thing at a casino where I needed a controller. And I wanted something small. I didn't want this big, giant piece of furniture. And I didn't want a junky toy because I was going through this big PA system, brand new PA system in this casino, plugging into their board. I wanted something really solid, but small. And there weren't a lot of things available. What I really thought would have been nice was the 800, but I decided the SR2 might be okay. So I ordered one from Guitar Center. A, they sent me an SR, not an SR2. B, it was screwed up. And I tell you this, I returned it. I took that money, and just for like a few $100 extra, not even, I had myself a DDJ 800. And it's worry-free, and I still have it, and it's like new. I could sell it today and get some money out of it, and whoever bought it would have a nice piece of equipment because, I mean, the thing probably has, I don't know, maybe 30 hours on it, maybe 40 hours, not a lot, and I took good care of it. Having said that, not everybody takes good care of that stuff. I just don't have good luck with controllers and mixing boards. And again, you got to look at the savings versus the headache. You know, if you're not into repair, and if you want something that isn't going to give you problems on the road, it's nice to buy something new that you know is good and has warranty. The company has to stand behind that warranty, so they don't want to send you junk. It's, I think, better to do that than to buy something questionable. Why is it being sold? What's wrong with it? Especially if it's still in production. Why are they selling it? Well, I know a guy, a local guy, who bought this brand new CDJ and 12-inch mixer combo. Brand new stuff, high-end Pioneer stuff. It had just come out. And he picked it up, and he took it out on gigs for like 6 weeks. And he really liked it. And then Pioneer released a limited edition white version of all that. He wanted white. It was that important to him that he bought the white setup and sold his original setup at a loss. But he wanted white that bad. Whoever got that Pioneer rig, who needed that rig, saved some money. And they got something really nice. That happens. Just like people buy the wrong thing. And they've used it at gigs. They can't really return it. So they sell it. Or maybe they don't use it as much as they thought they were going to use it. After a year, they decide to sell it at a loss. You can make money there if it's taken care of. It depends on who you buy it from. It's like a used car. I've never owned a new car. I always buy used cars. But every used car is different. You could look at, I don't know, 2010 Suburbans. There could be junk out there that somebody drove as an Uber for 3 years and beat the hell out of. Or there could be really nice stuff that grandma drove to church every Sunday and that was it. It was always parked in the garage and was really well taken care of. It's the same thing with DJ equipment. So it's tough to buy on Facebook or on eBay sometimes. It's almost better if you know the person and you know how they take care of their equipment, and therefore you check it out and decide to make the purchase if it's a money saver for you. Again, sometimes this stuff isn't really a money saver at all. It's more headache than it's worth. Or for a few extra bucks, you could have got something new. So, I don't know, just some thoughts on that. I guess lighting has always been pretty good to me. I had to replace some lights a while back. I bought used. And I came out ahead. So, yeah, I don't know. I would just be weary of picking up a new mixer or controller. That stuff I think you should just get new. Back in the old days, CD players, I always bought those new. I didn't want to deal with somebody else's dirty optics or skipping or whatever problems they might be having. Just buy the new stuff with hard media, Oh, records. Yeah, bought a lot of used records. And I bought a lot of used CDs back in the day, too. That was a huge help for my DJ business, was picking up used CDs for what I needed. But, yeah, electronics, if you can buy new, you should always do it. If you find a great deal on used, go for it, but buyer beware, check it out. All used cars are different. All used equipment is different. Depends on how it was taken care of and everything else. And what's the value between the used and the new price. Look at that real close. Because some people are really proud of their stuff and they're asking price for the stuff that you could probably go into a retailer and get for the same or less sometimes, believe it or not. One last quick thing I will say when it comes to new. When you're trying to do the comparison of new and used, what do you want to do? Let's say you want to buy something that's currently in production. You can buy it new, or maybe there's an option to buy it used out there online or something. You're going to see a MAP price, the minimum advertised price, on any product that you look up online from an authorized retailer. Any store you look at, they're going to have the product you're looking for at the same price. It's all going to be the same price. There's not going to be any difference. And the reason being is there are dealer agreements between these product manufacturers or vendors and retailers that they're not allowed to advertise a product for less than a certain amount. So let's just say there's a speaker out there for $5.99. Every retailer can't advertise it for any less than $5.99. So they all advertise it for $5.99. Every store advertises it for that price. That's part of their dealer agreement. They're authorized dealers, they have to do that. If they didn't do that, it kind of be a race to the bottom who could sell it cheapest, and nobody would ever make any money, and it would be kind of ugly for us as an industry ultimately, because there wouldn't really be products being made anymore for us. We've seen this before with lighting. That happened. So the minimum advertised price is exactly that, the minimum advertised price. You can't advertise it for any less than that. However, you can sell it for whatever you want to sell it for as a retailer. You can't advertise that. That's why I feel like it's always a good idea to call the retailer and talk to somebody. If you can, talk to somebody and see what they can do for you on a piece of DJ equipment. There are retailers out there who might be sitting on 200 units of something and they'd love to get rid of them. They're going to sell them way below MAP price if you give them a call. They can't advertise it for that on their website, but if you call them, who knows what they can do for you. You can save a lot of money that way. That's a really good way to save money and buy new without having to go used. So anyway, video today. Thank you for watching. Again, let us know what your experiences are with used gear. What has it been? Let us know in the comment section. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. Practice and enjoy.